He's one shot. He's one shot. Oh, damn, man. Oh, hey. Didn't see you guys there. What is up, Keeb gang? How's it going? I hope everyone's doing alright. Excuse the messy hair. I literally just woke up. And I wanted to record this video and put it out as soon as possible because my brother Slim and Adam just uploaded the video to my very first podcast with them on Socially Profiled. Make sure you guys check that out. Unfortunately, I don't really get to explain myself fully because as much as I love Slim and Adam, didn't really give me a chance to fully speak. This is something that I've told them personally, and you know, it was never meant to be an interview, but more the three of us having a discussion. But now I want to give you guys the full story on what exactly went down, and I want to answer some questions that I know you guys still have. So buckle in, it's about to be a crazy ride. Let me just start off by saying I am currently not married. I am as single as a fiddle. Is that how the saying goes? What does it even mean? Single as a fiddle. Anyway, I'm gonna give you guys the full story so you guys know exactly what happened in my life and what led me to make the decisions that I made. So I met my future ex-wife to be back around September 2017. We started dating around then. She is of Caribbean descent, a practicing Christian woman. And before you guys jump in the comments, I know it wasn't a halal relationship. I made that mistake in my past and I've learned from it. As humans, we're all meant to make mistakes in life. Nobody, and I can't stress this enough, nobody is perfect. We're still supposed to not publicize our sins, but I don't like hiding the mistakes that I've made because I feel like I'll never learn from it then. On top of that, this is already out there. I made it public by mistake, so I might as well elaborate and let you guys know what's truly going on. So anyway, we started dating, and a year into our relationship, we got married. Now I know in the dating scene, that's like super early. Most people date for years and years and years before they truly know that they're with the person they want to be with. And I know some people date for less and it works out for them, but looking back at it, it was definitely way too early for me and her to even start considering that. Now, without getting too far into it, for her own private reasons, I felt like I was sort of forced into marrying her. Don't get me wrong, it's not something that I didn't want to do, but she had a major part in it happening so soon into our relationship. Now, me and her also agreed that we were gonna get married in complete secrecy. The only people that knew was her family. I didn't tell mine, which was probably the biggest mistake I made. Now, mind you, my family didn't even know we were dating, and I figured that the best way for me to let them know that I was serious about this girl was to introduce her as my wife. I know, the brain has left the building. Not my smartest moment, but regardless, I went ahead and did it anyway. And it wasn't until about 3 months into our marriage that I finally told a family member of mine. The reason why I finally spoke up and told someone, and again, this is very personal, but I feel like you guys should know. I was in the hospital with my father. At the time, I thought that he didn't have much time left, and I was holding on to that guilt and burden for so long that I felt like I just needed to tell him. And again, looking back at it, that was also probably a mistake because my father's health condition was really bad, and adding more stress to him is something that I still feel guilty about to this day. I know it's ridiculous to say, but I feel like I had a hand in his continued health decline. Again, I know that probably isn't the case, but I can't help but feel that way. Regardless, I told him in the hospital bed, and he showed excitement, he showed happiness. That's just the kind of person my father is. I'm sorry, give me a second. Yeah, he put on his best happy face and he told me he was really excited and happy that I was married. At this point, my family suspected that I was dating someone because I'm not good at keeping secrets. So him finding out that everything was actually halal gave him a little bit of excitement. He then decided that the news had to be broken to the rest of my family and it wasn't fair for only him to know. So the next day I told my whole family, and shocked isn't the word. No one else really shared in his excitement, to say the least. My family felt betrayed that not only was I dating, but I also got married behind their backs and didn't tell them for months. Now, on the podcast, I explained the reasons for their disapproval. I just want to reiterate it here. The biggest reason for their disapproval was that it was a secret. If I'd approached them properly and let them know this is the person I want to marry, things could have been different. The second biggest hurdle was the cultural and the religious differences. Again, as big of a problem that is, that could have been solved if the first problem was handled properly, which was keeping it a secret. And then I went on to say in the podcast, the third reason, I don't mean to stick my middle finger, oops. The third reason was her ethnicity. She is a Black Caribbean from Trinidad. And I want to reiterate, my family has never expressly said we don't like her because she's Black. I'm not painting my family as racists. What I was trying to do was highlight the colorism in our culture. Colorism exists outside of the Arabic community. It exists in just about every community that I've seen. And I just wanted to bring attention to it in the Arab community specifically. Again, their main problem was that it was a secret. And they told me if I get a divorce with her and then try it again, this time with them knowing, they'll be more likely to approve. So that reaction was a reaction that I fully expected. And at the time, I knew that they would be so against it, but this woman at the time was my wife, so I was willing to fight for her no matter what. And that's exactly what I did. And me fighting for her led my family to believe that I was choosing her over them. They played the guilt card heavy, and it was a very stressful time in my life. Not only was that stressing me out, but like I said earlier, my father's health was sharply declining. And during his final couple of weeks, I had decided if he is to pass away, my family needs a man that they can trust. I'm the second oldest in my family, oldest son by far. I only have one little brother who is still only 11 years old. And I knew that the youngest would need a father figure in their life, and my mother would need a son that she knows that she can rely on. So at the time, I felt like I had to choose between what I wanted in my own happiness versus what my family needed in their happiness. At the end of the day, like I said, it wasn't a hard choice. As much as I had rebelled those past couple years, I knew at the end of the day, if my family needs me, I need to be there for them. I later found out that I wasn't choosing between my happiness and their happiness. My happiness was with their happiness. This past year has been an absolute joy for me to reconnect with all my siblings. I spent the past 3 years tearing down our relationship, and I'm so happy that they were willing to accept me again and work with me to rebuild our relationship. So now we are in a much better place, and I am so happy about that. So all in all, I was only married for, let me see, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, about 6-7 months, give or take. And as for my ex-wife, I have absolutely no problems with her. Her family showed me nothing but love and kindness, and I'll always respect them for that. I feel like under different circumstances, me and her might have still been together. Someone asked if we still talk, and we check up on each other every month or so. Very short conversations. We both moved on in our lives. It was a very difficult time, but I really feel like we both made the right decision. So I asked on Instagram if people have any questions about the situation. A lot of people ask some good questions, so I'm just gonna go through a few of them just to clear some things out of there. Someone asked, how did my ex-wife react after I told her my decision? She was definitely upset because when two people get married, they make a pact to be with each other no matter what. But at the end of the day, she understood where I was coming from, and she understood that this was something I had to do. So I really respect her for that. Someone else asked if I regret it. If there's one thing in life that I don't do, it's to regret things. I feel like it's important to not regret something and rather be grateful you just had a learning experience. It's difficult to say, and it's even more difficult to live by that code, but it's something I've always very strongly believed in, and it makes for a much happier life where you don't sit back and think on all the mistakes you've made and how you wish you could take it back. Instead, when you remember those mistakes, you think of the lessons you learned and how you can continue to grow and move forward from those mistakes. Someone else asked how did her family feel about my culture, and like I said before, they were very accepting. They seemed eager to learn more about me and my culture. Again, they were great people, and I'm very grateful to have met those kind of people. This is a really good question. Someone asked, why did you feel as though you needed to keep it a secret? That was a decision me and her agreed upon together. We had decided to do a very low-key marriage so that me and her could be married in what we thought was the halal way in both our religions. And then once we're ready for a bigger marriage, we announce the news and do it again. That was what we said, but I had my own personal reasons as well. Like I said before, I thought my family would be more accepting if I introduced her as my wife instead of my girlfriend. And also, I didn't tell any of my friends because I didn't want any of them to judge me. Now looking back at it, that's one of the stupidest things I could have done, because although my friends were gonna judge the hell out of me, they are judging me because they have my best interest in their heart. And I know now that they will always try to guide me to the right path. So that's probably the biggest mistake I made, which was not trusting my friends and telling them what was going on in my life. That's one of the main things that led to my personal mental spiral. I started to suffer from social anxiety because of the secrets I was holding from my friends. And it's still something that I battle to this day. Mental health is super important, and like I said in Adam's intervention video, we have to do our best to not only take care of our physical health, but more importantly, take care of our mental health. And I am here to talk to anyone who is struggling and needs someone to talk to. These are some really good questions. Someone said, did you feel guilty at any point after your wedding? And let me tell you, the guilt kept on building up and up and up and up, and my mental health went down and down and down and down. I felt guilty that my family didn't know. I felt guilty my friends didn't know. I felt like what I did was wrong. There were so many things that were bothering me about what I did. But like I said before, we're all human. It's okay to make mistakes as long as we're able and ready to learn from them. Someone else asked, do I still have feelings for my ex? She is a great person and she's someone that I wish the absolute best for, but I had to let go of my feelings for her and instead use all that time and energy for my family. Oof, there are so many great questions. I could sit here answering you guys all day. I'll just end off with two more. Someone asked if I have any kids. No, not that I know of. No, all jokes aside, I don't have any kids. And someone else asked, do I plan on remarrying her or remarrying at all? You know, I'm the kind of person who's willing to try anything once, and if I don't like it, I don't want to try it again. I tried this whole marriage thing. It's not for me. No, but in all seriousness, I'm not looking to remarry again. If something happens down the line, then it happens, but that's not something I'm actively seeking. That's not something that I care to have. Like I said, my focus is on so many other things that I don't care to have a wife and a family right now. I'm too busy taking care of this family. Alright, I'm gonna let you go here. I feel like I answered everything that I need to, but maybe I missed a few things. I'll keep answering questions in the comments below, so please ask away. If you guys stuck through the whole thing, thank you so much. This is not an easy story for me to tell, not only because of what was going on with her, but also because of what was going on with my family and my father at the same exact time. So it's always hard to look back on those memories. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a collab video coming out with Slim really soon, so make sure you guys subscribe and check that out as I go back to my usual content. In the meantime, stay sharp, BFC.